Chapter 4. Author's note. No flames, please. There's no point. If you didn't like my story, didn't read it. It's as simple as that. BGW, relay board, is not Marizu, because look, she is not perfect and not everyone in the Styria likes her. She has problems and she has flaws and she's unhappy. Would you like her life? I know I wouldn't. It's totally tragic and horrible. You flamers aren't even making sense one.
Yes we are. We are recovered why, yes, she is a Mary Sue.
La push.
It's supposed to be spelled with an L.
No, that's how she misspelled it in the
Yes,
film.
but
Yeah,
it's supposed to be.
I said quietly, the famous artist drank quietly on the push beach, the tree, apparently. What? Formed the party that was going on beside me.
Wait, when did you actually go? And what happened to you after you've passed out in the woods? When did you wake up and stuff? Thinking too hard?
I'm going to have that hospital problems again. Mike Newton was following me round like a pulpy. That sounds like some sort of disgusting zombie or something.
Yes.
And he was so boring. You're a bitch.
Yes, she is.
None of the things he had to say were interesting, but I was nice to him because he wasn't a bad guy. You were not nice to him. You were an asshole to him.
No.
My thoughts were elsewhere. Couldn't stop thinking of the events of last night when Uncle Harry had raped me, and I had had my scary vision in the forest, and a tall, pale guy in my mind had killed me his daughter.
Kill you?
I guess as good as mine. I didn't understand any of. I felt so awful that I had been wrapped by that hideous pervy sicko when I had been saving myself. No, I'd been saving myself for the right guy, and for marriage, and my virginity was torn from my grasp by that twisted guy. It was so cruel and unfair. It made me want to cry. Well, yes, that is pretty sensible. It should make you want to cry, but...
And yet, when Edward tried to do the same damn thing, you really didn't care. You thought he was hot. And the only thing was like, oh my god, he's cheating on his girlfriend.
Yes.
A girlfriend he may or may not have. That was really the only thing you had a problem with.
Mm-hmm. OMG, Mike. What are you doing talking to her? I turned round and saw 4 nasty faces leering at us, wrong leering. It was the cheerleaders I'd seen in the cafeteria, and one of them was the girl dating Edward Cullen, the brown hair girl. So she is a bunny.
Okay.
She is a bunny. So maybe everybody's bunnies in this story. Maybe that's why it's okay to fuck at school, because they always do that. The brown hair girl, who was standing at the back looking moody but not saying anything.
Why would Bella even be hanging out with these guys? She's not a cheerleader.
Well, why would Udard be speaking in Middle English?
Whatever. Hi, Eddie.
Hi, Eddie. Stop being mean, Jessica, Mike said angrily. Tia's awesome, and if you can't see that, it's just you being blind, shallow, and stupid, like you always are. Yeah, I mean, look at her clothes. She looks like a stupid goth biark with her slutty top and short skirt and fifth net tights. Someone's got a lisp here. Fifth net tights. I'm Thor. Would you like some aspirin? Is she a rat hooker? Do rats have hookers?
Yes, the rats have hookers. That's why they get into all your stuff and steal it.
I guess. See, we got bunnies and we got rats and we got rat hookers and this is some sort of
and lights that put out.
There's some sort of strange Wild Kingdom Twilight story. I can tell now. Is she a rat hooker or what? Jessica screamed. Why are you screaming, Jessica? What the hell's wrong with you? She was really ugly when she shouted, even though she was technology.
So she was a cyborg or something. She's an android.
She was technology, a hot chick, and was dressed in skimpy pink clothes. All right. You know what, Jess? You and your friends are so shallow, and you are the real slut. You are the one true slut.
There can only be one! Off with her head!
One slut to rule them all, one slut to find them, one slut to bring them all, and in the darkness find them. You.
Why do we keep bringing up shallow?
I don't know. You are the real slut. You and Bella, who has done nothing.
Yes,
not
except
wrong.
stand there and look.
You and Bella and Angela and LaRuin may wear short. Oh, may wear short skirts and low-cut tops and stuff, but that doesn't make you beautiful. It's wet underneath that counts. So apparently it's the electricity that flows underneath your clothes.
Yes.
Mike shouted.
And we earlier were calling him a shallow bastard.
Yeah, I mean, really, what an asshole she was to this dude, and he has much more...
And he's got balls, and he's standing up for her.
Yeah, I mean, he's got much more depth than pretty much any character, relay board included, already so far. Yeah, speaking of which, wrong witch probably, said a sly blonde girl
Yep.
in the gang who was called Lauren, so no relation to LaRuin, pointing at me. What's with her breast? Well, that may be an accurate statement considering they were stoked earlier. Perhaps she has electric boobs.
Yes.
Just like the commonly misheard line from, you know the song Benny and the Jets by Elton John? You know, she's got electric boots, a mohair suit, you know I read it in a magazine. Anyway, it's electric boots, but obviously it's misheard as electric boobs, so maybe she's just like Benny. Or like Lady Gaga in the Bad Romance video. What's with her breasts? They are huge. I'll bet they are fake. She laughed, and her friends... note that there is no close quotes here, so...
Yes.
Bet they are fake. She laughed, and her friends all laughed too, even Bella and Angela, who had been quiet until then. Well, I don't really blame them for laughing, because you're all shouting at them, even though they weren't doing anything.
Yes.
I got up and pushed past them and ran away into the darkness. The darkness.
Yes.
At the beach.
Yes.
I cold, hear them all laughing at me.
You cold. Well, if you're cold, then go find something to wear over your goddamn fishnets.
Well, you know, she doesn't really have a good fashion sense when it comes to actual temperature change, so.
And where did you get your clothes from anyway? You were wearing a dress, and when the asshole raped you, I'm assuming you didn't go home.
Yeah. How did she even get to La Push anyway?
I don't know.
Cold, hear them all laughing at me, and I felt so embarrassed I was relay sensitive about the waist. Yes, well, I kind of do. If I'd pooped on the beach, I would probably be pretty sensitive about that. You didn't have to bring that up. I just had to go, and, you know, I just couldn't find a bathroom, okay? It's a beach. You know, wild animals come out here, and they poop all the time, so just stop stressing me, dudes. I'm a relay board. I'm an animal. I looked. I hated the fact that it made all girls hate me. And all guys stare at me. I would have given anything to be ugly or just inviolable.
Why is it always in these stories that you're so beautiful you have problems?
It's exactly like, I don't know if you ever saw this, but I think it was on Mad TV. It was this short that was meant to be like sort of making fun of things like Dawson's Creek and 90210 and all that stuff. And they got Lisa Loeb to actually sing like a theme song, and it was called Pretty White Kids with Problems. Basically, it was exactly like this. But a lot of people will see these shows and see these films, read these books and whatnot, and they will think, yeah, this person. They often distill it down in a lot of popular entertainment that, oh, this person is so pretty that's just such a huge problem. It doesn't ever explore the fact that the person has more going on for them and against them than just being pretty.
Yes.
You know, like there is there's always a lot of over distillation, even if like people are not characters. You know, a lot of people, especially like actors and so forth, they're remembered for being, oh, she was pretty, yet they have a lot more going on for them. Or, yeah, she was pretty and that's why she had such a terrible life. Or, yeah, she was pretty and that's why she had such a great life. Well, you know, being pretty is a part of a person, but people's aesthetic tastes aren't all the same in the first place. And being pretty is not really anything but one tiny part of, like, if you have a bunch of bad people in your life that are toxic to you and that are constantly getting you into trouble and things like that, people are going to go, oh, well, she was pretty and it got her into trouble. Just like, you know, if you have a bunch of good people in your life and you happen to be, you know, popular ideal of pretty or whatever, they'll be like, oh, she was pretty and it got her everything she wanted. Well, not really. It's really kind of insulting, and we keep coming back to like women's issues in terms of like sociocultural identity, but I think it really is a real problem with all women, especially some men too. I mean, it's not like men are immune to that whole, you know, being pretty and having things either given to them or taken from them because they're attractive, but I think it really is a problem because people get so distilled down to, oh, well, that person is a stereotypical idea of attractive, so let's attribute everything that happens to them, good or bad, to that very superficial feature. Like, what does that even make sense? It's like when some dude has like an overdose or something and dies. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, they were a pretty person, so it must be some sort of tragedy. You know, it can't possibly be that they actually had more things going on than just their surface of their skin or their face or something like that. Like, who gives a shit? Who gives a fuck? Yeah. That's out. I have totally gone way off topic. But like, it's kind of an interesting social issue for me, like, because people so often will distill people down to, oh, they were pretty. They were an actor and they were pretty. Well, way to completely cheapen everything they ever accomplished in their lives. You know?
They had one thing better than me, and yeah, that's why I hate them.
Yeah, I mean, really. I wasn't stuck up and didn't think I was better than anyone.
Beaten?
Else because of beta, like beta, alpha, beta.
Oh, beta. I still don't know where we are, but okay.
I wasn't stuck up and didn't think I was better than anyone else because of how I looked. I just wanted people to treat me like a normal person. Well, if they treat you like you act, you're an asshole. So
yeah, I mean, the one really guy who was nice to you, you kicked him in the shoulder, or however that worked out, because he was trying to help you, and you just kicked his ass.
You kicked the dude in the shoulder, like a kung fu kick in the shoulder, because he helped you out. You are an asshole. If they judge you by your own merits, you are an asshole. You want them to judge you by your looks, because then people will go, oh, they're pretty. Don't make them judge you by your personality because you haven't got one. So I couldn't help being slim and blonde with relay big boobs. It wasn't my fault. I hadn't done anything wrong. Well, you were an asshole to everyone, actually.
Yeah, I mean, aside from being an asshole, you can't really help how you look.
Yeah, I mean, and there's no real reason to keep coming back to that. Like, yes, we know you're slim and blonde with relay big boobs.
You are a relay board, after all.
That's exactly it. I mean, you're a relay board. You can't help it. Are you okay? Said someone from beside me. Who are you? I asked.
She's a pirate now. She's a pirate relay board.
Pirate relay board, possibly, Bunny. Three really pretty goth girls were standing there smiling at me, and I smiled back. We are Tiffany, Abigail, and Rochelle, they said, smiling. Friends? Yeah, of course, I'm just a bit melancholy. That's not how you spell it. I'm just a bit melancholy because those horrible cheerleaders were being mean jerks and saying my boobs were fake, I said. OMG, you mean Jessica and Bella's gang? Jessica and Bella don't have a gang of cheerleaders. They never did. They never did. They hate us.
I was going to say, and how is this Bella's gang? She just happens to be there.
I know, she's just hanging out. Like, she wasn't even doing anything. She never even said anything. She has not said word one to Relay Board. And yet, Relay Board has this idea that Bella is just completely in hate with her. You know, is a horrible person and is apparently Udard's girlfriend, despite the fact that she doesn't even know her. Like, they haven't ever spoken to each other. How does she know? Why does she say this? What is the claim? They hate us too. We don't care what they think, said Tiffany. They are just jealous because you're the prettiest girl in school now, and they're all playing next to you, but we don't care about stuff like that. We only care about people's personalities. Then why are you talking about it?
Yeah, well, I guess because that's what hurt her, I guess. You know, I mean, I kind of understand that. Like, well, you were hurt by what they said about what you look like, but I don't care what you look like. But, she's a bitch, so...
I mean, the phrasing really leaves something to be desired here.
Yeah.
Cool, I said, and we talked for hours. We're not going to be talked about, but...
Because that wasn't important. and neither was the fact that there were other gothic chicks there, and I didn't, you know, as the main character, I didn't notice. Of course, I was a relay board, so I don't really have eyes.
You ran into the darkness from a beach, and there were just girls standing there. And you didn't think this was odd in any way. And they were just there because you were dressed in goth togs to go to a beach and everything. So, yeah. I talked to Tiffany, Rochelle, and Abigail, who's spelling her name differently now.
Yes.
4 hours, as I have just previously said.
Yep.
And they were so cool.
I'm sure they were. That's why we missed out on what you were talking about.
Just take my word for it. They're really cool. We talked about all kinds of... We talked about Jean-Luc Godard and all that stuff. I never had proper friends before who didn't care what I looked like or where I came from.
You don't know this yet. You just met them. Just because they say so doesn't mean it's true. And everybody, all the other girls in the story have been a bitch, or so you say. What makes them any different? Because they're goths? I don't think so.
And honestly, the only person who hasn't been a total asshole is Mike Newton. He's the only person in this story who has not gone out of his way to be a gigantic dick.
Thus far.
Thus far, yes, but... where I came from, they just liked me for me, and I liked them because they were uber cool, and we had loads of stuff in common. But
so you keep saying, but we're missing this entire conversation.
But after a while, they all went home, and I stayed on the beach. This must be one big tree.
Yes.
It was getting late, but I didn't want to go home to Uncle Larry in case he raped me on his car again. Well, that's
because there's nowhere else he could rape you at.
And also, in hours of talking to people, you couldn't manage to say, hey...
Can I stay at, like, your house? Oh, by the way, this dude that's supposed to be watching me, he raped me. He's an asshole.
Yeah, I mean, even if you can't bring yourself to talk about it like that, you could at least say, you know, he attacked me, I ran away, I need somewhere to stay, you know, maybe...
I mean, granted, we all just met, so that's not very trustworthy of just letting me stay at a stranger's place, or you letting a stranger stay at your place, but still, I don't really have much options.
Yeah, I mean, if you need that, and these people, you talk to them for hours. You don't just talk to anyone for hours. If you're talking to someone for hours, and you have a really bad situation and you need something, you know, I mean, it seems like I don't know. It seems like a reasonable person would be like, hey, at least try and ask. I mean, the worst they can say is, no, we really can't do that. Like, but suddenly... Oh, so you were aware. Suddenly I heard a voice from behind me. Well, Tia, thou seem to be causing quite a stir at school. His voice was smooth and sexoy, and from another time, Edward.
We spelled his name properly.
For what? What do you mean? I demanded.
Shouldn't that be a question mark, not an exclamation point?
Basically, every gay at school wants to have sex. Wow, that's quite exceptional.
So, everybody who's a lesbian, a plebeian, wants to have sex with you. I wasn't aware of this.
And every girl wants to eat be alive for it. Well, I guess that is one way of doing it. How's that for causing a stir, my lady? He smiled and kissed my neck.
How did he get that close to you and you didn't know this?
Vampire speed or something, I don't know.
But she's supposed to be a vampire too! Edward said so!
And we're putting a lot of truck in what he says, Owen. He can't even speak properly, come on.
No, I guess not.
Shut up, jerk. BTW, I met your girlfriend before. Bella, I think her name is. I don't like her or anything, but how the hell can you cheat on her like that and kiss me how you did?
Doesn't matter if you like her or not. Why don't you just say I met your girlfriend? Why are you cheating on her? And get the fuck away from me.
Well, it is a tremendous amount of presumption because, as we've said before, they have not said word one to each other. So she still doesn't really know if Bella is his girlfriend or not. In fact, we don't know that because it is obviously an alternate universe. Oh my god! I wish you would shut up. Why does she keep saying this? It's sick or a cheating bastard, and I should tell everyone. Tiffany told me that you and Bella are like school's golden couple or something. What would happen if I told people how you had acted in that corridor with me? Would they not have seen? Like, someone surely must have seen.
Yeah, it was in the middle of school. You were going to class. There should have been a million people. Well, maybe not a million, but a lot of people in that hallway.
Would have been at least some. He set your boobs on fire and had his massive...
Yeah, and you're screaming. You were screaming, and he punched a wall, and he was screaming.
Don't forget about the man carrot.
And man carrot. And you creamed.
Wait, what were we... Wet Heaven. Yeah, Wet Heaven, that's right.
Yes.
Anyway. OMG, sweet lady. I must not tell anyone, he screamed. It was a moment of madness, that's all. So he's kissing her again after trying to explain...
Yes.
That it was a moment... Okay. I'm so sorry for what happened.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. I tried to rape you in the hallway, where apparently nobody saw us, despite all the yelling and screaming and fighting we were doing.
Sorry about that. Kind of sucks.
Don't tell anybody that I tried to rape you.
Water under the bridge.
Especially my girlfriend.
Water under the bridge.
Zzz, 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 for the what? Zzz, zzz.
I hope thine can forgive me, but I promise myself to Bella, it's just how it is, no matter how much thou interest me. You are a fucking asshole. We keep saying that for people. Like, I don't think anybody in this is not a fucking asshole. Everybody is pretty much a gigantic douchebag.
I think the biggest douchebag was Uncle Larry, but anyway.
Yeah, Uncle Larry. But I mean, he was basically, obviously, like...
one-time character, at least for now.
It was created to be a complete heel. And probably created, if you clues from all these author notes and whatnot, you just know that she stuck a character in to try and
make
it seem like her life was horrible because she didn't want to make it too perfect. Which is why Uncle Larry was pretty much forgotten about by the beginning of this and then just mentioned later.
Yep.
Fine, then stay away from me, I shouted as I left to go home. But he followed me and grabbed me and put me down on the grind. Yes, he certainly did.
Mm.
I was burning with anger and fury, but I wanted him so deftly.
You were fucking raped. That's not how that works.
You wanted him deafly? Like, I guess she didn't want him to speak. Maybe he's one of those kind that we were talking about earlier that's really attractive and they open their mouth. I didn't even try to resist him. He knew how much I wanted him, and it drove me mad. Why did it drive...
But you were just raped. There are different ways to handle a rape situation. Because sometimes they don't want to have anything, and then sometimes all they do is have sex. I mean, it depends, but we're not establishing any of this. We're not establishing your mindset after it at all.
Yeah.
Let's not try to think anymore. Let's just go.
He put his hands inside my panties, and I gasped. I was suddenly desperate. Well, I guess you would be.
Leafy walls.
My cabbage was steamed. I was dripping from my leafy greens. We're having more fun coming up with sexual euphemisms than we are with anything else.
I think that's mostly you, but because I just came up with the gross one of like it being fungus growing or something like that.
Yes. I was suddenly desperate to sex with him, and I tore my clothes off, and I was in my underwear.
You tore your own clothes off?
Yes. I took off my bra and showed him my naked heaving beasts.
This one's named Petunia, and this one's Roxy.
What did you name them? Petunia and what?
Petunia and Roxy. They were the first names I thought of.
I think I've got hiccups.
You need a break.
Give me a moment.
Okay.
I think I've defeated them for the moment. Have sex with me now, Edward, I whispered. I can't, he said, although his body was on top of mine and his fingers touched my nipples. You are kind of already having sex with me. Yes. Please, I'm begging you, I said, hating myself for being such a dirty whore. Should have a line it, but it doesn't. But unable to control my burning... He shouted, ran away crying. Because that's so appealing, you know.
Yes.
I put my clothes back on slowly, feeling so ashamed.
Let's took them off. So shouldn't they be ruined by now?
You'd think so. Feeling so ashamed and embarrassed, I could hardly move. I couldn't believe I had begged him to do sex on me, and even worse, he had said no.
So wait, you're no longer a relay board, you're a bed. For people to have sex on.
Evidently, she may be a divan or something like that. Or a Davenport, you know. Never know. Love sofa? Perhaps. Chaise longue? Anyway. I went home and Uncle Larry made me cook his dinner and suck his cock while he ate his food. And then he raped me and hit me with his shoe all night. And I didn't even complain because I felt like I deserved it for being such a horrible slut, even though it made me want to die inside. Well, you kind of are dying inside. I mean, that's... Never mind. Uncle Larry finally left me alone, and I thought about killing myself as I cried, and I fell slowly into a dreamless sleep. Well, this is cheerful.
Yes, it is.
This is just such whimsy and delight.
Why did you go home to him? Go to the police.
Yeah, this is just